So hi, I'm Deage. I'm 26-year-old. I'm single, ladies. I saw you checking me out. I know what you're thinking. Man, like to give me a slice of that carrot cake. You do know what they say about gingers, though, don't you? Once you go ginger, you never feel clean again. So I was masturbating in the shower today. And I can already see a couple of judgmental looks from women and enjoy your long baths, you fucking hypocrites. I learned two very important things. Number one, if you mix water and cum, you'll never be able to scrub that off your foot. And number two, that masturbating in the shower is a lot of fun at home, but if you do it at the gym, they will revoke your membership. I was accidentally chasing a child the other day. Tell you what was happening. I was going to get the train, and there was a little girl in front of us, and as we're heading down the stairs towards the platform, she starts to pick up a walk. So I started to pick up my walk because I thought she had heard the train. So she begins to jog, I begin to jog. She begins to sprint, I begin to sprint. We reach the bottom of the platform, and there's no train. Just a terrified-looking 12-year-old. It definitely didn't help that I was naked. I don't give a fuck about chickens. I know some people do give a fuck about the chickens. The chickens are kept in cages and trapped badly. I don't give a fuck about the chickens. And it's not because I'm a bad person. You know, I hate animal cruelty. I hate anyone involved in animal cruelty. I hate it. Do you know what I hate more than animal cruelty? Paying more than £4 for chicken. You know, maybe one day when I'm rich enough, I'll buy a happy chicken. I'll get a chicken that lived a fulfilled and content life. I'll get a chicken that did a gap year in Thailand and went bungee jumping. And I'm vegan, so I can see that joke upset a couple of people. And that's okay, you know, because when I first started doing comedy, it would really bother me if my jokes upset somebody or offended someone, because it's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to make you all as happy as possible. And the best way that I know how to do that is by being a fucking dick. But I'll level with you. I've been doing comedy for a while now, and now the look on someone's face when you say something that upsets them or offends them, it's the only thing that makes me come anymore. So feel free not to enjoy some of this, but I will empty my balls thinking about you later on. Just to let you know, we're filming in here tonight. It's only in the bathrooms, but you can relax. I have a phobia of pennies, like 1p and 2p coins. I don't like them. I don't like the way they smell. I was at a bar recently with a friend of mine who knows this. When I got up to go to the bathroom, he put a handful of change in my drink because he's a cunt. But I know that my friend has a phobia of penises. So when he got up to go to the bathroom, I killed his family. A lot of them will say they can tell about how a man makes love by the way that he dances. Which is why whenever I dance with a woman, I always try and choke a little and put my finger in her bum. Yeah, you do not want to do the hokey pokey with me. That's awful. It's fucked up. I was on a website recently looking up the signs of clinical depression, and I had 14 out of the 15 symptoms. The only one that I didn't have was problems with my period. I'm menstruating just fine. When I was younger, I used to have a lot of friends. They were mainly snails. But I had a bucket that I kept about 100 of my friends in. One day I left the bucket outside and it rained, and the bucket filled up and they all drowned. So I had to pour them into a drain outside my house. And the only way that I can describe how traumatic that is give me a cheer if you've seen the movie Schindler's List. Well, if you haven't seen that movie, it's set in World War II, and it's about the Nazis and the Jews who had a disagreement. And there's a scene in that movie where the Nazis are dumping a truckload of dead bodies into a mass grave. And that's exactly how I felt when I was dumping this bucket of my friends down a drain. Because to me, they weren't just snails. You know, to me, this was like a mollusk cost. That's my favorite joke, only 20% of people understand. Because to really appreciate that joke, you have to A, like Holocaust jokes, and B, know what a mollusk is. And that's a tough demographic, which clearly didn't land over here. Fucking idiots. A friend of mine told me recently that smoking weed causes brain cell death. So I looked it up. And that's actually a myth that was based on this experiment that was done in the 60s, where they were going to give these rhesus monkeys like 3 joints worth of weed a day over the course of a month and then measure the effects. But what they actually did was over the course of a year, for 8 hours a day, they'd strap a mask to the monkey's face and just fucking pump smoke into its lungs. And at the end of it, they went, well, what does weed do? And they went, what does weed do? Look, the monkeys, they're fucked. And it was just because they couldn't breathe, which is the equivalent of me smothering an old woman just... And then going, I think Grandma's allergic to pillow. I was in Poundland recently. If you don't know what Poundland is, it's where people go to buy things when they spend all their money on heroin. So I'm in Poundland and I'm looking at this transgender security guard. Not because she was transgender, but because the name on the badge said Jamie Lee Curtis, like the actress. So I'm having that fantasy in my head that that's Jamie Lee Curtis, the actress, who's now a transgender security guard in Poundland. And as I'm doing this, out of nowhere, this woman, this piece of shit woman, stepped in front of me in the queue, and she had her kid with her, and I don't know what it is about fat children, but they're just easier to hate. Always got sticky jam hands and out of their mind on E-numbers and diabetes. So anyway, I look up at the owner, and I knew this woman was a piece of shit from the back of her head. And at one point she turns around and noticed that I'm looking at Jamie Lee Curtis, and she said, "Can you believe that used to be a man?" I'm like, who the fuck are you to judge anyone's life? Who the fuck are you to judge anyone drag around fucking Augustus Gloop everywhere? I didn't say any of that. I just went, And then she said, "Can you believe that that's a tranny?" And just as about to go and tell this woman to go and fuck herself, the little girl looks up at me and goes, "Hey, you're that guy from the train station." I'm going to be signing things after the show, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. You guys have been great. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.